Right, guys, welcome to Wrestling Mate. We've got a special guest today, J.Jolly, one of the best the football scene in Australia's ever seen. How you going, mate?
What's going on, boys?
Apologies for the mic. My other one's broken, so stuck with this one today. Welcome to AEW's after party for All Out. So, guys, we're going to talk about All Out, the fallout, everything that happened in AEW's latest pay-per-view show. We're going to get some reactions and thoughts on the show straight after this, guys. All right, guys, welcome to Wrestling Mate. That's right, Wrestling
Mate.
You got it. And so do you guys, because you're subscribing, hopefully. Buyout. Old mate here rocked up a bit late, didn't get to see too much of the buy-in. We had the Battle Royale, the Casino Battle Royale for the number one contendership, I guess, or right to fight for the title at the first ever show on 2nd of October, TNT. It was pretty good. You didn't see any of it. Some good surprises. Love seeing Jazz back. ODB, the crowd was pretty lit for ODB. We had the wild card, which was Mercedes Martinez. Good to see Eva Lise back. Wasn't happy with the way they used her, though, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Nyla Rose getting the victory in this one. Old mate didn't realise she was transgender.
Good to see for wrestling.
That was a bit of a shock, first timer. So, yes. What's your thoughts on that?
It's good to see a transgender finally getting in wrestling with all the scandals going in other professional sports about transgender women. So, good to see what happens. Hopefully they throw the title on her.
Yeah, it's definitely transgender's a bit of a subject down here at the moment, down under. In AFL, which is a real man's football for the people in the US. Sorry, don't mind NFL, but you know what's with the padding blokes. We'll move on to the next match. We had Private Party versus who was it?
Jack Evans and
Helico. Old mate's still asleep. They had too many beers. Speaking of beers, where is my beer? Oh, g'day, mate. Just found this one for you. It's like I prepared it earlier. We're just partying like Chris Jericho is right now. All right, so what do you think of that tag match? You did see some of that tag match with Angelico.
Very impressed about it. Athleticism from both teams was crazy. Not a fan of the reverse mohawk, though.
It is a shocking haircut. I like to roll with just a straight up cut myself.
Yeah, like, it was a good match. Some good spots. A couple of botches here and there, but...
Yeah, it was quite botchy at the end, wasn't it? It was pretty botchy.
The poison runner.
They got there in the end. The reverse runner. There was a few botches there. Still some pretty cool sequences. They've got something there. They've just got to work on it.
Exactly right.
Overall, pretty good. I mean, better than a kickoff show.
Yeah, exactly right. You won't get this.
Don't get that in WWE.
Early WWE.
No, absolutely. All right, so now we're going to get into the main card, guys. It was a boy and his dinosaur, or they're calling it the Jurassic Express. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, don't mind the name. I like the entrance video with the ground shaking, beautiful.
Definitely like that.
Then SEU, just beautiful entrance as always, with Christopher Daniels leading the way.
What do you reckon of the Marco stunt? What do you reckon of that bloke?
Bit tiny to be a professional wrestler, in my opinion.
Bigger than me for sure, but I don't know.
Had a good spot, a couple good spots in the matches.
He did his role, but I thought watching it. I mean, I know SEU are professionals, but if you were losing to Marco's stunt,
you
wouldn't be happy about it, would you?
You had two TNA champions.
He's a jobber, right? Isn't he? He's an enhancement talent to make someone else look
James
good.
Ellsworth of All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah. Probably just a little bit less ugly. Obviously, not the master of the sweet. Was it the
sweet chin music?
Was it sweet chin music?
Yeah,
literally.
Sweet chin music, yeah.
Or was it? No, it was no chin music.
No chin, yeah.
Yeah, no chin music.
That's the one.
Okay, so that was a pretty good match. SCU obviously delivering as always. Crazy athletic abilities. And they got the W in the end. Luchasaurus, though. Let's mention Luchasaurus.
Jacked, athletic, great wrestler all round.
My God, he had that crowd on their feet.
You don't see that much.
There was that sequence, and every person in that crowd was standing on their feet. It was unbelievable.
Beautiful.
They've got a big-time player there, and I hope they don't stuff that up. Next match, let's move on, guys. Should we grade the matches?
You're pretty grade them.
You want to grade them?
We'll grade the main card.
Out of what, 5?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to grade the matches, guys. I'm going to give that match...
Tag.
6-man tag. Out of 5 stars?
Yeah, out of 5, I'll go.
3.5?
Yeah, about
3.5, pushing
maybe
4?
Pushing 4, yeah, definitely pushing 4.
Definitely pushing 4. Oh, cool. And you know what? For a 6-man match, that can be a bit of a cluster.
And for starting the main card, it was definitely good to see.
Yeah, definitely. SCU always delivering in the opening match for sure. Next match. Now, I was surprised that this match was on second.
Kenny and Pac.
Yep, Kenny and Pac, or as the simpletons would know him, Neville.
King Neville.
Absolute simpletons. A bit thirsty, mate.
Very underutilised talent in the E, and you can see what happens.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry to cut you off. This was a perfect example of them underutilising talent.
Exactly right.
He hung with Omega easily.
Omega was Pro Wrestling Illustrated Wrestler of the Year, 3 times the last 4 years?
Omega is one of the best alive today. Correct? Yeah.
He'll be on my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
And Pac was with him step for step.
Exactly right.
And WWE had him as what? The king of the cruiserweights.
Losing to Enzo and Moro.
Yeah. Losing to Enzo. Are you joking or what?
Absolute disgrace.
Oh my God. Anyways, that match itself, some absolutely crazy stuff going on. Personally, as a performer, and you noticed it as well, the barricades were so close to the ring.
It was calling for a broken leg.
And it came into play, didn't it? I mean,
Twice, wasn't it?
Omega caught himself, but Pac, that moonsault.
Ankle straight on the barricade.
Oh, damn. I thought he broke his legs.
I was calling it. Lawsuit waiting to happen.
Lawsuit. So, anyways, the bastard getting the W.
Delivered.
What do you reckon?
I've never seen him use that submission before. I loved it. I love seeing... I would never want to see Kenny Omega pass out in a submission move. It was crazy good finish.
I do like how they do that when people pass out with the submission because it still keeps them strong, like they haven't given up.
Yeah, they don't tap out.
So it's a good way if you're going to go about it that way. And being a heel, I prefer him to go over that way than rather using a flashy 450 or
splash.
630 or whatever he's using. What does he call it? The Black Arrow or something?
Black Arrow, I think it is.
Something like that. I mean, I prefer that being a heel. So Pac got the W in that one, which established him as a huge star. And I think they're going to go back into Adam Page with that one, but we'll get into that later in the show.
The match we wish we all saw.
Yep. We were supposed to see, definitely, for the AEW title. I'm going to say that was a 4 out of 5.
I'm going to say it's 3. Solid 3.
Ooh, solid 3. What didn't you like about it?
Just the way Kenny was portrayed, being such a professional wrestler. Even JR and Excalibur were talking about how you think he was still looking for Moxley, not Pac. So
I actually made that call when he walked out. He didn't look like his head was in the game. And I don't know if that was an intentional thing by him or...
just to make the rivalry to keep going.
If he's actually selling it that way.
Yeah, so I'll give it a 3 out of that.
All right, guys, moving on to the next match. The third match of the night. Well, technically 5th, but we'll go 3rd of the main card.
Triple threat match between Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin.
Correct, my friend.
Beautiful.
The bad boy, the king of the death match. And Darby, I mean, has Darby Allin got a tagline? What's he rolling with?
I don't know.
I'm going to call him the Coffin Drop King.
Just quoting my good mate Tommy Venom here. Someone's going to die in this match.
I called it, even on my preview. We were watching it, and he hadn't watched the channel yet. And I said, someone's going to die in this match. And I was pretty close. I wasn't far off.
Them thumbtacks taped you into your mouth. Jesus Christ. That's calling for a burst in pendus.
Burst in pendus?
Yeah, that's the one.
You've been, g'day mate, you've been talking long? Or? This is live, you know, man.
I wish it was live.
You don't have the say on what makes it to the video.
What else was there? There was the Cracker Barrel smashing over.
Yeah, you've seen some crazy spots in that match. Wow, the taping him to the chair, the thumbtacks in the mouth, which you mentioned.
Then
was it a swanton that Darby Allin did onto the chair, which broke him out of the tape?
I think it was a swanton.
What? Joey Janela, I mean, the staple gun. I mean, Jimmy Havoc, straight off the bat, was stapling staples to himself.
Crazy, man.
Like, the guy's got no fear, and I love that kind of stuff. And personally, I dig it. I'll do that stuff myself, like in the ring. I love that kind of stuff.
Bit of a dark take to wrestling. Can't go wrong.
It was definitely a darker side of wrestling. And like AEW's been saying, they're not trying to challenge WWE, but they're the alternative. And I agree, because you're not going to see that in WWE. You're not going to see that anymore.
Especially growing up when I did in the late 2000s, watching WWE Impact and watching AEW now. I feel like if they were ever going to have a competition, AEW's hardcore persona, not having to count out disqualifications all the time, is going to take it to another level. I can't say they can't go head to head because it's completely different stuff, but
It's definitely a contrast of styles. They're not the same. I mean, the most edgiest stuff you get out of WWE is if Shane has a massive spot jumping off a cell.
yeah, exactly right.
But those things are quite planned and well thought out. Probably the last time I were going to see a real hardcore match in the WWE was probably maybe the ECW One Night Stand with Edge, the ladder match.
RVD won the title that night? Was that the one?
Yeah, I think that was the night. Or even Randy Orton and Cactus Jack
Yes.
at Backlash stands out to me for the title. That was the first time I'd ever seen thumbtacks in wrestling.
One stand, ECW One Night Stand. Sabu breaking his neck. Getting Rey Mysterio. That's the last full-on hardcore thing.
So that was for the world title and that called off, didn't it? Yeah.
It's the last thing I can remember. Pretty hardcore.
But, well, we're getting off track here. So, it was a hellacious match. Those Cracker Barrels.
They would have killed.
I mean, we both popped from in the lounge room, like, pretty hard watching it. But as a worker, it actually worked out better, him landing on that barrel. I mean, it looked brutal, but it was better than him just leaning flat on the steps because it actually did catch a little bit of the fall and slow his momentum down a bit. But nonetheless, just epic. I mean, the finish...
I really enjoyed that finish. Wasn't expecting it, but I loved it.
Thought Havoc was due for a win, but I just had that feeling that he was just a bit of a filler talent almost. And I don't like to say that about Jimmy, but...
Hardcore legend.
He got the win, and I think it was good. I think it was a good call.
So what's he now? 1 and 2?
1 and 2. He had that tag match, and I can't actually remember the other matches he was in off the top of my head. But, yeah, Jimmy Havoc got the W. All right, so the next one, guys, led us into the Dark Order versus the Best Friends, Trent Barretto and Fatty Chucky T. Oh, sorry, mate. Didn't mean to say that one out loud. I know you're not the fattest man in the match, but you were kind of, but you're not, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously that, what do they call him? El Uno? Or...
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. Evil, it stands for Evil One in English.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Dark Order, what do you reckon of those blokes?
I'm not very a fan of their whole character, and it doesn't really draw me in. Like, the best friends, you have best friends. Oh, they love each other to death. And you got Dark Order and the Gremlins and they have in the background.
Yeah, what do they call them? The crawlers.
Crawlers, yeah. I think it's crawlers.
Something or creepers. Creepers,
that's it.
Creepers.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Nah, it comes off cheesy to me. I don't like it.
Especially
I don't like how they're uniform. Like, I always like tag teams with matching uniforms.
Like the good old days.
I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing for me that I like. It comes off cheesy to me.
I think it's because WWE at the time, if they had matching uniforms, 9 times out of 10, they win the title.
Yeah. Best Friends, obviously, pretty good match. Actually, you know what? It wasn't really.
It was very boring. We lost interest.
We lost interest during. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was like, oh, it's nice weather outside today because we're in winter over here, kind of.
Just starting
spring. Killer spring chicken. Yep. Got to eat some chicken. Get some protein.
Yeah, that match didn't really draw any attention to me. I just didn't like how you're getting paid big money. You're not in shape. Limited move set.
Yeah. The finish itself was good.
The finish
itself, there was some good tag team moves in it, but overall,
compared to what you see earlier in the night,
Dark Order versus Best Friends.
Oh, this is gonna be harsh, but 2.5.
Oh, very harsh by the J.Jolly. 3 votes, J.Jolly. I'm gonna say 2 votes for me. 2 votes. 2 votes from Venum for the tag match. I'd like to. I expected better, to be honest.
Especially if getting a buy in the tag team tournament, you expect a high level.
They're really
match.
pushing these guys. I mean, this Evil Uno guy, what made them sign that guy?
Probably had a deal with Macca's, mate.
Maybe a sponsorship deal.
Big boy.
I think he was actually Grimace in an earlier life.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But this was the last women's match of the night. We had Riho versus Hikaru Shida. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Yeah, we're going to go with that, guys. Definitely, Riho is very much a featherweight. We worked it out here. I mean, was she 98 pounds?
44 kilos, I think it adds up.
Which works out over here, because we use kilos, guys. We're in Australia.
About 44?
About 44 kilos.
That's crazy.
which isn't a lot. That's, not a lot. I'm probably 2.5 of them.
Oh, about the same.
Yeah.
And just the match was terrible. She was getting carried for most of it as well, I feel like. You had the powerhouse bigger weight just throwing around for a bit, then she was doing the obviously cruiserweight kind of stuff, the hurricanes.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good match. I actually thought it was a really good match. There was a devastating backbreaker in that.
I saw a top made out of that.
It was like the Wade Barrett wasteland into a backbreaker. It was brutal.
I was waiting for a top to say I just broke your back. That was brutal.
Definitely brutal. Anyway, surprisingly, Riho got the win in this one. I did pick her to win it, but I wasn't confident. So that leaves us with Nyla Rose versus Riho
Who better fight the Fallen?
For
The Women's Championship.
Women's Championship at October 2nd for the first televised show. Very surprised, actually, that they're going with those two.
I would have thought...
I would have thought
Ali,
Dr. Britt Baker,
Britt
for
Baker,
sure, was going to be
Ali.
a shoe-in.
But what do you think of the belt?
Don't like it.
Not a fan?
Ugly. Don't like it. It's worse than my face.
I feel like I've seen some pretty shit belts in my time. Universal Championship as one.
Oh,
And
absolutely
that puts
disgusting.
the Universal Championship up. It looks like a dodgy rock
Wow.
boxing belt from the 90s.
No, agree. Yeah, agree. I can't believe how they've gone from the men's heavyweight belt to that. It's just a complete 180.
Probably the best wrestling belt I've seen in years.
Best wrestling belt in years.
Second to Big Goldie, I reckon.
I'm saying it's almost neck and neck. You talking about WCW World Heavyweight?
I'm talking about the Big Goldie.
Yeah, Big Goldie for sure.
Beautiful.
So yeah, Riho getting the win. Grade out of 5 there. J.Jolly.
I would go about 3.5 to be honest with you.
3.5. I think that's a fair grade for someone that didn't like it.
Yeah, 'cause it's good to see.
I liked it, and I'm giving it 3.5.
Good seeing female wrestling evolve outside of big independent companies.
Good to see international talent
Exactly
coming
right.
over and actually getting over with the fans.
You never see that. You hardly ever see a person what speaks Japanese 90% of their life come over to America, wrestle, and everyone go cheering their name.
No, it doesn't happen. So, no, I liked it. Yeah, Riho with the win. So, moving on to Nyla Rose. Predictions for that match, guys?
Well, the way Rio went in Fire to the Fallen, I think it was, when she pinned her from a roll-up.
Yeah.
Rio's got talent, but I think...
Do you think there's a swerve coming?
Yeah, I feel like someone's going to interfere.
Or maybe it's going to turn into a triple threat or something?
It could, but I feel like there's 3 possible outcomes. Ty Valkyrie's contract's coming to the end of the Impact.
Yep.
She could come in. Tanita Dashwood could come in.
She was in the buy-in.
She could come in.
She was in that Battle Royal.
And this is just a total stab in the dark.
Also an Aussie, by the way.
You could have a Trish Stratus or a leader making an appearance and cost them.
Can't see that happening.
Yes, as a fan, you would want
As
to
a
see.
fan,
you
yeah,
would like to see
definitely.
the people who built the women's wrestling division.
Yeah. I'm going to say Nyla Rose wins the title.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I feel like it's good for the transgender movement, what's been going on the last couple of years all around the world.
Yeah, AEW are definitely strong on that kind of stuff, being different, being the alternative. Like they did the first ever century inclusive pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and obviously they want to push this as another groundbreaking
and you
thing.
had the first ever
breaking barriers.
Women referee to
Oh
main
yeah,
event as well
that's
tonight.
another thing. I didn't see that. We're going to mention that later.
Also, yeah, Brandy was the first ever African American to call out WrestleMania as a ring announcer.
Was she?
Yes, she was. As Eden.
Garden of Eden. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Is that what they called it? That terrible name, by the way. I don't like it.
I wasn't a fan of that either.
No, definitely not. Look, shit is about to get real. Do you know what match is next?
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, so to speak.
Ivan Drago versus Sean Spears.
Cody Rhodes, the throne breaker, the American Nightmare, the CEO or whatever his title is.
Executive Vice President.
All right, mate. Jesus, my show. Stop showing me up. Versus Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard in the corner. Straight off the bat, entrances were lit.
Now, as a professional wrestling fan my whole life, watching the Perfect 10, Sean Spears come out in that outfit, sitting on that chair, the contacts, my mind was blown. Especially seeing how exactly like Neville wasn't used well in WWE.
Yeah, definitely another case of underutilized talent for sure.
Exactly right.
Definitely can be a big player. I love the entrance as well. Sick. Really loving his gimmick at the moment.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's good to see him put a bit of muscle mass on, show himself up. What do you think of a good old Cody Rhodes entrance?
Oh,
mate?
I loved it. I loved it. The inner geek in me. I love the Star Trek. I love the Star Trek entrance. It was so cool. I didn't see it coming though. I didn't see that. I didn't think he was a bit of a.
I thought
didn't think he was that kind of inclined. A bit of a buff, like geek buff. Or
yeah, watching early Cody Rhodes stuff when he was before he went to Stardust, he was meant to do a Tony Stark thing.
Yep.
That's what I hit my hand when I saw Brandy Rose dressed as Nine from Star Trek, looking pretty sexy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw all of them, and I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
And it got better because DDP come out.
Pharaoh, best dog in professional wrestling.
Pharaoh, welcome to Star Trek. And MJF. Still rocking the scarf, though. I mean, just for cross sake, just drop the scarf.
There's only one person.
I hate that scarf.
One person in professional wrestling can rock a scarf, and it's Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Agreed. Agreed. Good podcast, those two, if you ever heard that one. MJF.
Yeah, I have.
It's like just a 60-minute promo. Unbelievable from MJF.
Also loved on MJF, he's on the kickoff show, the buy-in, the interview of the girl, and he's just staring at her assets. Then she goes, call me later, and walks off. I was like,
Yeah,
yes.
very well done. Salt of the earth there. Entrance, Cody coming out of the ground, the whole beam me up Scotty thing was definitely in play there with the captain belt. So the theme was alive and well. The match itself, I reckon the crowd, this was the match they were most into.
I think it sort of helped with any hardcore wrestling fan knows Tully Blanchard and Dusty Rhodes.
The rivalry.
Always going at it,
Yep.
and they've seen the next generation pretty much of it happening again. And
Yep.
everyone loves Cody Rhodes since he appeared in Impact. The moment his WWE contract ended, went to Impact. The pop there was crazy. New Japan, crazy.
I've always been a fan of Cody, actually.
Same. All through the dashing Cody Rhodes thing. Face mask Cody.
Against Ray,
Yep.
Classic.
Rhodes Scholars.
And while we're on Cody Rhodes and his evolution as a character,
Ivan Drago.
the blonde hair.
It's Ivan Drago.
I was a massive fan.
I wasn't originally.
You weren't.
I remember I messaged him about, I think it was the Kenny Omega match in New Japan. I'm like, mate, this is terrible, and he's dyed his hair. Then first time tonight, I was like, this is amazing. I love it.
It works, man. It works.
He's got that pretty boy angle, if it makes sense. Like
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I think he also dyed his hair because him and Brandy on Wags Atlanta.
I think it's also just him being a Rhodes. It seems better.
Like I was saying to good mate Tommy Venum here, imagine if Dusty was alive, ringside with Tully, with Sean Spears. Imagine that crowd.
Well, actually, let's get into the match because it started off pretty hectic. It was a tope suicida straight off the bat.
Straight away. Then Tully Blanchard holding back and Sean Spears throwing a couple of cheekies in.
Yep. Then they're fighting into the crowd. Cody standing up that barricade.
Photo of the night when that photo comes out.
Photo op of the night for sure. I mean, old mate wants to get us a phone screen, so. Anyways, got back into the ring. Some good spots. Wasn't as great as I thought, but the crowd were really into it. I loved seeing the Enforcer come out.
Arn Anderson.
Oh, wow.
That spine buster took me back to my first years watching wrestling and watching like early VCRs of WCW and seeing him do that spine buster in my mind and goosebumps.
Seeing Arn hit that double A.
Wow.
I mean, it did give you goosebumps. The crowd was loving it too.
And Tully's reaction of his fellow Four Horsemen.
Yeah, exactly. That's maybe an angle that's going to play out. MJF was in there for a bit.
Took a bro kick to the head from Sean Spears.
He's looking jacked too, MJF.
As much as I hate the character,
I love a character.
I just hate him as a
I
general.
love a good heel.
But you can't deny his work ethic.
No, definitely not. The bit that got me about the match was there was a few times where MJF didn't want to get involved because he didn't want to get disqualified, but earlier in the match, Tully handed
Oh, the belt.
the belt. Now, it was done well at first because the ref couldn't see it. But I don't know if Sean just took his time or if Earl turned around too soon Don't know what they had planned, but there was a clear shot and nothing happened. No one got disqualified.
I feel like, well, I said to you earlier tonight, I'm hoping MJF turned on Cody.
And I actually thought Cody might turn on MJF at the end of the match. And we had bets on it.
We had a couple of sneaky Roners on it.
And no one won any bets because nothing happened. They teased it. They definitely teased it.
I feel like it's going to happen eventually, but...
I think it's months down the track. I reckon we're talking 6 months down the track.
The way I feel like it's going to happen, because Brandy and Ali have had a feud since Brandy first started wrestling at Impact.
Yeah.
So I reckon, personally, it's going to be MJF and Ali versus Brandy and Cody.
Yeah.
Eventually down the track. But besides that, also like that the spots where MJF was distracting the ref and Tully was laying into Cody. It just gave you goosebumps moments thinking like he used to do that to his father, now he's laying into him.
What do you think? I mean, obviously the crowd was right into it. The ending, Cody going over. What do you reckon?
I feel like Sean Spears should have went over. It'd be more for him coming from being a legit, let's be honest, a jobber in WWE.
Yeah.
Changing his character, building body mass, and I reckon he.
Yeah, totally agree. Sean Spears should have gone over
You're
and
right.
established himself, beating a big main event star like Cody. It didn't do his stocks any harms. He still looked like a star out there. Yeah, good match. Probably, as far as crowd interaction goes, match of the night.
Yeah, I reckon agree. Crowder interaction, and congratulations, Sean Spears, on the new marriage to Peyton Royce.
Yep, thanks for stealing the old mate's dream girlfriend over
Yeah,
here.
cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks for that one.
I'll just go with Billy Kay now.
I've had the partner, thank you. Blues. Okay, let's rate this match out of 5 stars.
5. Yeah.
What are you going to go?
4.5, just as a massive fan of Cody Rhodes. I just loved how he went about it. I just didn't like the finish. If it was anything else, it would have been 5 stars besides the finish, but that's because Cody Boy fanboy over here.
I'm going to go 4 stars. Not quite as much. I don't know. I think what really let it down for me was Cody going over.
The only thing was wrong with the finish.
But good match. Crowd was loving it. Loved it. Moving on. Next match was Lucha Brothers
What a match.
versus the Young Bucks
What a match.
for the AAA or AAA.
Triple A Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, that's the one. G'day, mate. You've been impersonating Justin Roberts long? Yeah, ladder match. Or Stairway to Death, as they were calling it.
Pretty sure
I think that's what they were
Rough
calling it.
translation from Justin Roberts himself.
Yeah, look, we all knew this match was going to be good. I mean, when have you ever seen a bad match between the two of these teams? I haven't seen one yet.
Pentagon Jr.
I'll let it know that I won the bet on who was going to win. Just
Just sneaky bet on
a
that.
sneaky run on that one. Called it. What do you reckon of the match overall?
Overall, it was a great match. Some crazy good spots. Wasn't a fan of the Lucha Brothers going over because I wanted the Young Bucks to win just because it's a big show for them and eventually lose it down the track in Mexico again like they did in already. But
Yeah. Where does it leave the Young Bucks?
compared to watching the Private Party, Best Friends, Jurassic
They've still got
Express,
to be
Dark
ahead
Order,
of Private Party, surely.
Just they're the 3 main teams already what's been named for the tag team tournament. Obviously, we all think Young Bucks are going to win it,
I would think the Young Bucks would be the first ever tag champs.
but at the same time, their stock sort of went down a bit. If you're a competitor watching that, saying, "Oh, you've lost again."
Yeah, but they did beat the Rose Brothers.
Yes, they did. The Brotherhood, the first ever team to beat the Shield.
Yeah, I love the match. There was some pretty cool spots. How was that off the ladder? I mean, I called it when they were doing it. He wasn't going to make the distance.
Hit the rope, cut his hand
When he got
open
pushed,
pretty bad.
when he got pushed off the ladder to the outside on the tables, he clipped that rope.
You could see his hand.
Before
gushing
he
blood.
went down like a sack of potatoes.
Also, Nick ripping Pentagon's mask off.
No, was that 2 weeks in a row we've seen that?
Moxley's taking his mask off.
Not a fan of that.
Not
I mean, you can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
not with the history of like Lucha Libre wrestling, how disrespectful it is.
Yeah, you gotta. That's like a once, maybe every 5 years, maybe. Not even.
2 week span.
Yeah, didn't like that, but it was a big stage. Lucha Brothers getting the W, retaining the titles.
You could also.
I wonder where that leaves them in the tag team picture. Do they get a bye as well, maybe?
I feel like the way I would do it if I was running a wrestling competition, that at the moment they are next level. So like,
Yeah, they are actually performing on another level than anyone else.
if you can say like any finals in sports, top team has a week off. That's what I feel like they should have the week off, and they should have a double chance.
Yeah, I agree. It's almost like they almost in straight to the final.
Incredible. You could tell that match mean a lot to them. Their emotions once they put the titles down.
Definitely.
Real tears, not the crocodile stuff we used to.
Yeah, definitely. Out of 5 stars, I'm going to give this one 4.5.
I'm going to give it a 6, man.
A 6th?
Yeah, out of 4. It went above for me.
There's almost a mic drop.
That made me... I watched a lot of tag team wrestling my day. That really made me love tag team wrestling again.
No, yeah, you're right. I've fallen back in love with tag team wrestling watching these two teams.
Exactly right.
This feud. One of the best I've seen, for sure. All right, gents and ladies, if you're watching this, I mean, keep your panties on. Couple of studs here. Main event time. First ever AEW champion was crowned. Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, the Evil One, Y2J, Lionheart, whatever you want to call him. He's the GOAT. Greatest of all time. One of the greatest of all time.
He'd be on my Mount Rushmore as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, pretty close. Versus the Hangman Adam Page.
What an entrance.
I called it just as the music hit. I said,
on a horse.
Could you imagine if he comes out on a horse?
What an entrance. The chaps. Bit of Shawn Michaels about it.
Definitely a bit of Shawn
I
Michaels.
loved every moment of it. Especially for a young man as well. 27 years of age.
Yeah, just 1 year older than old mate here. Telling you, just keep that in the down low. He's pretty young still. Loved it. Loved the match.
I loved the title as well. Being in that glass box before the match.
The title. Fantastic.
I was a bit worried that the referee couldn't hold her above her shoulders because it looked pretty heavy.
I actually thought that.
It looked very heavy.
Couldn't lift it. We didn't know who was going to go over, did we? We had a feeling Jericho.
I had a feeling with Jericho, but then when you saw Adam Page's entrance, your heart just went, the underdog story, he's going to win. Let's do it.
Yeah, I thought that when he hit that dead eye...
No one's kicked out, has they?
I thought...
No one has ever kicked out.
Yeah, no one's kicked out, I think. I thought that's it.
What a finishing
I thought I was about to have to scull a beer.
What a finishing move.
From a working perspective, I actually thought he landed square on his head, but it happened so fast.
Yeah, but Jericho being the seasoned professional he is, he can make it look like that happened and it didn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that match was pretty good as well. Jericho's still got it, man.
Like we were talking about earlier today, I reckon he's got about 4 more years of professional prime wrestling in him before he becomes a part-timer.
Yeah. Judas Effect, what do you reckon?
As a fan of wrestling and mixed martial arts as well, and seeing that elbow, it reminds me of Conor McGregor. He's hitting the elbow out cold.
Yeah.
Great finishing move.
I think it helps with the camera angles, and
Exactly right.
I think he hit one on one of the other shows. To me, it didn't look crash hot. Didn't
The
look too
first
hot.
one didn't
but
look
the
good.
one he used against Omega,
Yeah, that was probably the cleanest, I reckon.
I thought it looked very clean. I thought it looked good.
Very clean.
But the one tonight looked pretty good, for sure.
He did botch the one at Fight the Fallen as well.
There was definitely some body on the line again in that match. They were taking some risks. I mean, we especially like that buckshot lariat into the code breaker.
Yes, it was beautiful. And also front flip off the top rope. And Jericho reversed it. And the outside of the knees to the gut.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
Looked so painful.
The other one I noticed from a worker's perspective as well was the running shooting star off the apron.
Yes.
Onto Jericho from Adam Page. He made that look good, and he made that safe. Because it was a bit... If he was working with a lesser opponent, I'm not saying it would have been bad, but it would have hurt a lot more.
I can't even explain how good Jericho's selling is.
Jericho's next level. He really is. And I think Page, he could have the title on him, but he's not ready yet.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's definitely close, but Jericho is a seasoned professional. He knows how to work a crowd. He knows how to work a match. He knows how to time out a match. He's just the absolute professional.
I think, especially with Jericho's first undisputed champion, having him win the first title makes the company look more legitimate than it.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we both kind of said, look, we couldn't tell either way which way they're going to go, but we thought if we're going to lean to one side, it'd be Jericho because of that.
Exactly
because
right.
he legitimises the company.
Great talent, hard worker.
Out of 5?
It's 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Just because watching Chris Jericho win that title again.
Yeah, and it meant something to him. You could tell.
Last time I saw Chris Jericho win a World Heavyweight title was a long, long time ago.
Yep. Out of 5, ooh, I don't know. I'm going to go 4.5.
4.5.
Not quite the 5er. It takes a lot to get a 5 out of me.
I just feel like...
The last 5 out of me was Dustin and Cody.
It felt good child out of me seeing Chris Jericho lift the world title up again.
That belt looks so good.
Beautiful.
Pay-per-view overall, what do you reckon?
Probably
It didn't feel like 5 hours to me.
It went really quick. But probably my favourite pay-per-view of the year.
That's a big call. Definitely not the best moment of the year, though. For me, that's still The Fiend.
Yeah, exactly right. You can't take that away from... That's the only thing what saved SummerSlam was The Fiend.
Yeah, agreed. Commentary team, there was a change tonight.
Yeah, Golden Boy's in for Alex
Marvez.
Marvez, I think it is.
Good move.
Great move. And
Great
it's good to see JR to get some of his ring rust off of him. Good old
My
slobbing
boy.
at the top.
Love him. I love JR. I mean, he brings me back, him, Earl Hebner in the ring as well.
Rick Knox.
Rick Knox, yeah. Loved it. I love JR's call. Golden Boy definitely
Improved his
stepped
call
up.
very much.
Definitely stepped up. And
Excalibur did better as well.
Excalibur is really underrated. I like him on the commentary.
I
Solid.
love his mask one day.
Yeah, you didn't shut up about his mask the whole night.
So good mask.
Unbelievable.
Nearly as good as Rey Mysterio with the Captain America one at WrestleMania.
Rey Mysterio has some good ones. Flash, the Joker one, Mania.
That's crazy.
He has some good ones.
That's probably my favourite mask.
So yeah, where does it leave us, guys? Heading into the new show. Disappointments. Do you have any disappointments about the night?
Oh yes.
I did. I really thought we'd see CM Punk.
I was waiting for it when
It
Jericho
would have
did
been the
that title
perfect
at the end.
timing.
Like CM Punk's coming in to go to sleep. Good night, Jericho. But at
What
the
a way
same
to end the show.
time, maybe they could be saving it for the first ever TV show.
Maybe they are, but I thought Chicago, Illinois, hometown.
Last time CM Punk in Chicago was memorable at Money in the Bank.
Oh, that match with John Cena was a classic. Let's not get into that. It's AEW tonight.
Going towards their full gear pay-per-view, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's not far away.
I feel like they have the Battle Royale to just number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight.
Actually, they're going to have that pay-per-view before their first show. Wonder if they're going to put the title on the line.
I think they have a pay-per-view. No, they got the pay-per-view, yeah. And they're doing some Battle Royale for number 1 contender.
Okay.
Something on
Interesting.
Instagram. Not sure if that's 100% confirmed yet, but...
We'll keep an eye on that one.
Bit
So-
disappointed that Ali didn't win the battle.
Oh, man, he loves Ali, this bloke.
Ali or Brett Baker. I feel like that they could build a women's division around them too.
There's so many they could choose from there. They've got a good talent pool for sure. So, yeah, that's the fallout from All Out. See how I did that? That rhymes. Yeah, loved it. Overall, going to give it an A. Definitely an A.
Definitely a pay-per-view.
A pay-per-view. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you like the content here, guys, and you're new, please consider subscribing. Or just hit the like button as well. We appreciate that. J.Jolly, thanks for coming along today, mate. Appreciate it.
Mate.
And Tommy Venum, as always, your boy from Wrestling Mates. That's right, Wrestling Mate. Signing off from here down under. Uru, you want to do it with me? You bunch of gurus.